Now, Derion Vence, who is the boyfriend of the mother, Brittany Bowens, of Maleah Davis, who was 4 years old that went missing May 3rd. You're going to see this mother. She can't squeeze a tear out to save her life. She has the best acting skills. She needs to be on the Game of Thrones. Anyway, I want to show you guys this. Now, she's going to tell, they're going to say, this girl knew about allegations of sexual assault. Derion Vence, instead of taking her to daycare, he was bringing this little girl back home allegedly. But did the mother leave? Nope, this was months ago. The mother stayed in the relationship, stayed having him watch that little girl by himself. This man is allowed to live in her home, drive her car, pick her up, live off of her. Losers that she chose. Now, this guy, you're gonna also hear that she's gonna be complaining about him whooping the girl too hard. She still stayed with him. You're gonna hear that he was giving this little girl baths and he wasn't supposed to. She still stays with him. Do you know when she finally decides to call him up and say, I'm done? When she called him with sending penis pictures to another man. That's what she's finally done. No, she wasn't worried about this. Look at the pictures of this little girl. Allegedly, from an alleged fall, this little girl gets her skull cracked under their care, under the mother and the boyfriend. But protective services allowed for this little girl to go back home to this situation. They dropped the ball, no question. Look at these pictures of this little girl. 4 years old. Look how badly she looks beaten. And she was allowed to go back to that situation. That's the tragedy here. I'm going to bring you guys this so-called press conference. Brother Quanell X out of Houston. And is making a mistake. Dude Derion Vence is now locked up for the disappearance. They've got more than enough evidence. The blood inside the apartment that was found comes back to Maleah. They have the videotape surveillance of him buying bleach, bringing it back to the home. They have him walking outside. They have her right there coming back to the home. Remember, he was claiming that 3 Mexicans he pulled over to check a tire when he had to go pick her up while she works and he at home with her daughter. Horrible, horrible decision making. I'm going to bring you guys to people are protesting now outside of her job. And I'm going to bring you this. She can't squeeze a tear out. She's trying her hardest. But she could have stopped this months ago. How did the little girl head get cracked? How did you know this guy was beating whooping your little girl? You knew about it. How did you know that this man was picking up your daughter instead of taking her to daycare, taking her back home? When did you decide enough was enough? This is my life in the show.
And that fight was about she had caught him sending naked penis pictures to another man, and she confronted him about being gay. He was hurt, he was angry, he was upset that she had discovered these pictures of him sending penis shots to another man. And he kept trying to get her to call him back. He kept trying to get her to respond. And she would not respond. She told him that she was giving back his ring and that she was not going to marry him. And I believe that caused him to snap in anger against young Maleah. Something else we want to share with you. The mother had heated words with him in the past about him physically whooping spanking young Maleah.
Now, instead of the day her daughter went missing, she should have gave this information to the police. You think she did? Nope. She tried to play along like, oh, we don't know, man. We don't. If she gave this to the police, they could have tried to find it, because this was when the alleged crime just happened. Had they had this information, they could have acted on this a long time ago.
That the mother felt she was too small for him to use, or for him to spank her in the method in which he was spanking young Maleah. This was a very small, fragile child, a very young baby, and she was a special needs child. And she confronted him about bruises on Maleah. And she said, I'm taking my baby to the hospital. He told her, no, you're not. That I'm not going down for this. The mistake she made at that point was not going to the hospital immediately about the abuse.
When did that happen?
This was months ago.
Months ago. Months ago. The abuse, he says. And this was months ago. She could have took her daughter, the bruises, this little girl, every sign in the world.
Also, there were times where he would say she was at daycare, but he would bring her back, not drop off at daycare, but bring the child back here to the home with him. There's reason to believe, based on what I know now, that there's issues of him possibly molesting young Maleah, the stepdad, because he would sneak that child home and bring her back here and not tell the mother. She also confronted him about bathing Maleah. He would bathe Maleah, which was inappropriate. That's not his daughter. That's not his child. There was no need for him to be bathing her. There's a lot that the mother needs to share with law enforcement that she has not shared with law enforcement.
Why did she keep these facts a secret when it was so critical to the investigation?
The mother did not want to believe by any stretch of the imagination that this man was capable of what is obvious that is taking place here. This is a good woman.
She didn't want to believe it. How much evidence do you need?
She has suffered a lot of abuse in her life. Let me be very crystal clear with you. This mother has suffered a lot of abuse.
What does that have to do with this?
But there are some key things that will help investigators in this case by mom coming forward and sharing with them the things that mom has shared with me. So let me go over some of it one more time. There is a video camera at the top of the stairwell that a neighbor owns. Police were able to recover the footage of that video. In that video, it shows the stepdad after mother had left the city. It shows the stepdad coming out or walking back into the apartment complex with a big bottle of Clorox that he had just bought. Then it shows him coming out with a bottle of Clorox, a big laundry bag, and a black garbage bag stuffed inside the laundry container that he was carrying out of the home. It was strange when he told the mother he was cleaning the house with Clorox, for there was no reason for him to be cleaning the house with Clorox. They already had a small thing of Clorox in the house, but he felt it was necessary to clean the house with Clorox. We know for a fact that police did take forensic evidence out of the apartment that indicates a crime took place inside that apartment.
Do you know the nature of that evidence?
I know that they tested for blood samples, human human tissue samples. We also have a container inside the apartment that they left where they were testing for blood and luminol all in the place. And it is true that they did find physical evidence. Also, let me be clear. We believe.
Look at the mother. She can't squeeze. She can't get a tear out to save her life. Poor little girl had to go through all of this abuse. And this mother allowed it. CPS investigated and they put this little girl back in this situation. That's the real tragedy. I mean, the real
Yes, blood has been found. Donnelly.
Yeah, Derion Vence was being held on a $1 million bond after he was arrested on Saturday, and after investigators say this is likely the last place little Maleah was alive, here inside the family's Alief area apartment, where there is now a growing memorial outside. Now this morning, a different judge, Judge Deshaun Jones, lowered Vence's bond to $45,000, which makes posting bail a whole lot easier.
Justice for Maleah! Justice for Maleah!
A crowd gathered at Derion Vence's court hearing, chanting in the hallway, shouting at 4-year-old Maleah Davis's mom, Brittany Bowens, as she stood by community activist Quanell X, who spoke on her behalf.
She let him out the
I'm not going to speak to that. That's not necessary.
Wholeheartedly, I believe that she's guilty, because a mother is going to protect her child.
Vence was arrested after a neighbor's surveillance camera caught Maleah going into the apartment but never walking out. The footage also shows Vence carrying out a laundry basket with a trash bag inside. According to court documents, investigators found drops of blood in the apartment hallway leading to the bathroom and on surfaces in the bathroom. Blood that DNA from the 4-year-old's toothbrush proves is hers. Blood that court records say someone attempted to clean up. Vence was seen Friday, May 3rd.
I'm not going to speak to that. That's not necessary.
Document about the police basket with someone
on today as protesters are now.
The mother, she needs to be locked up. She knew about this, said not a word. She concealed this, said not a word. She is just as guilty as he is. No, she knew about this abuse, didn't say a word. Hopefully this family gets justice. The real father is Craig Davis. I see several videos where he is too, news articles where he's just too broke up to even. And so much in the court system do you see that the courts still don't release the child to the father. A lot of court cases, it's alleged abuse, and they have to investigate. And so much do they drop the ball in so many cases. I mean, they have so many. I'm not putting the blame all on protective services. However, this little girl's head was cracked. Look at those pictures. How did they release that child back into this home where a boyfriend was allowed to have this little girl while the mother go to work? And I talk about this constantly, about decision making, choosing a man. Once you have a child, you have to make better decisions in men, especially if he's going to be around that child, and never let them alone. How would you leave a boyfriend home alone with your child? Then he's bathing your child, then he's whooping your child, hitting her way too hard, the little girl's head come up cracked, then he's taking her home when she's supposed to be in daycare, and you stay with her. And the only time you feel the need to leave is after he allegedly, dude is also sleeping with me, sending pictures to me and allegedly. That's when you decide to leave? Hell out of here. Girl, guilty to the mofo. Stop it. Get the hell out of here. Hopefully she gets to justice. She needs to go to jail. She's trying to sit up there and act like she's all innocent. No, broke up. Stop it. What did you think was going to happen? What did you think? You get into an argument with this man on the phone while he's at home with your daughter. He's got your car to have to come pick you up. No crib, no car career. So many times you see decision making. You grab a man with no crib, car career. He got to live in your house. He don't work, so he at home eating up your kids' foods. left the home alone with your kids because you got to go to work. Somebody got to pay the damn bills, and and you see abuse from these no good boyfriends that don't work, stay home with your kids. Anyway, that's all I got with this. I hope justice is served. Hopefully they lower dude's bond to $45,000. I don't know what that's about. Dude needs to have $1 billion bond. Hopefully he never see the light of day. Hopefully they give this dude the death penalty. Anyway, I want you guys to like, comment, let me know what you think about this video. Peace.